Right, well, I promised you all daily videos this week, so this is Monday at RPI Engineering this week. You might be wondering why I'm focusing on the RPI Engineering banner up here, or board. It's because the vehicle that was drop-in work today, not all customers like their vehicles to appear on the internet and Facebook, etc., social media. And this customer, we always ask, obviously, this customer doesn't particularly want his vehicle and work on this. So although the beginning to this video was going to be that certain vehicle and what we're up to on it, it now isn't. So on to the bit of the video that you are going to see. So this has just turned up. This is an engine for the series Land Rover that we're building an engine up for. So this has got the covers and the inlet manifold on it that we're going to first of all clean. Obviously, we'll get the dirt off it, and then bolt onto the engine before it goes back out to the customer. It's got the oil pump on there, oil pump base, so we can recondition that, and that will all get built up onto the engine. Also, we've got the P38 Range Rover here, 4.6. We're just doing an LPG conversion on this. It's actually a vehicle that we've sold. It's got one of our 4.6 engines in it. Steve's just doing the LPG conversion on this. And we're also putting the headlining into the SD1 as well. Hoping to get that in today. So, busy day. Let's see how it goes. So, that's a phone call for the customer. I think that pretty much concludes today. Tomorrow we've got, should have a TR8 coming in, although with the weather how it is at the moment, it's incredibly wet here. It may well stay down in Somerset rather than driving up on wet roads, so we'll have to play tomorrow by ear. Well, just to wrap this video up for today, Holly's been building number 2 of this batch of 5 engines for our client that has these engines for dyno test cells. They're Thor setups. This is the Thor top timing chain wheel. The GEMS layout of the top timing chain wheel looks very different to this. One question we often get asked is, can you run a upgraded or vernier timing chain set on a GEMS or Thor engine? Not really, because you need the cam angle data, or your sensor needs to be able to see the top wheel. So something along the lines of a Cloy's duplex chain obviously isn't going to work. Your cam angle sensor is going to think it's on a Friday night out. So this engine, I think when I showed it to you Friday, just had a crank in it. So now it's got pistons and rods in there, camshaft, Piper Torque Max, the timing chain set, and the heads are now bolted on. They're not actually torqued down now, I can tell you that, because they don't have any paint marks on them. So what we do is, once they're torqued down to the first torque setting, they're stretch bolts, so they then get a painted line on them, torque round through 90 degrees, and then torque round through their final 90 degrees. So as you can see here, which Holly, this one has been done, all lines are pointing down. And after that first torque phase, which I think off the top of my head is 20 Newton meters, but do not quote me on that, all the lines are pointing up because we then mark them, and then they're torqued through 90 degrees through the torque sequence, and then through 90 degrees again through the torque sequence, and then all lines should point down. So yep, that's that engine. So been a busy day here today. Still lots going on. It's now 4 o'clock, which hopefully gives me an hour to process this video. I've got to put a blank in the middle, which you will have already seen, and publish it. Let's see what tomorrow brings.